Next question. How does your transportation platform distinguish you from the other candidates for mayor? Steve Adler, you're first.
I think the conversation that we've been trying to engage the community in concerning transportation is the one that I mentioned at the conclusion of the answer I gave just a moment ago. Because ultimately, fixing transportation involves more than capital expenses, because we can't buy or build our way out of this. We need to do those things. But we also have to talk about behavioral things, and we have to talk about where we live. You know, if you could get the state of Texas and the University of Texas and the city and the county as employers to join with some of the larger employers in downtown Austin in a real aggressive way to encourage employees to do staggered hours, we could change what traffic looks like tomorrow. We need to do more telecommuting. We need to provide people opportunities to be able to live in areas where they don't have to drive so far down to downtown. We can't continue, as we increase our population, to send 15% of our people by and through downtown. So we need to look at a broader perspective.
Time is up. Todd Phelps.
Okay, well, before today, I was the only one that was against Prop 1. And I'm heavy on rideshare, definitely. And you can reach out to Justin Schmidt of Sidecar and see that it does only take 2 people on the council that are heavily funded by cab companies to prevent something from going to a vote. And I'm not in favor of toll roads on existing thoroughfares. I think that's ridiculous. And Mayor Leffenwell is saying rail or fail. I'm saying high and wide on I-35, baby, because we got to do it. You can go out to Hancock Center. You can push out over the, not take over Hancock Center, but towards it. You can push out over the access roads and do what they've done in San Antonio. But I would say all of the above traffic solutions in a 21st modular type of system, like an autonomous type of tram-oriented rail would be something we should look at. East and West nexus. But right now, what they're doing is a waste, and it's going to hurt people.
Time is up. Mike Martinez.
So I think the difference is very clear. My transportation record is unmatched by any candidate in this race. If you just look at the service that I provided as the chairman of Capital Metro and the way we turned that agency around and was able to save it from the Texas legislature dissolving the agency, that is the clear distinction from my candidacy than the other candidates in this race. I think we all understand that traffic and congestion is a major issue. It takes an all-hands approach. I think telecommuting and altered work schedules are fine, but how do you tell a construction worker or a service industry employee you need to telecommute today? It's just not feasible for many Austinites, many working class Austinites. I'll continue to work on things like public transit so that it can become truly affordable to live in Austin and not have to have necessarily your own vehicle, but be able to use public transportation.
Randall Stephens.
Well, I live in Avery Ranch, far northwest Austin. One of the council members I won't mention, nice person, asked me after I spoke downtown, where's Avery Ranch? 4,000 homes. I think our former system, our present system, which is going to be replaced, is indicative of a lack of foresight in how the annexed areas were going to grow and how fast and what the vote's going to look like. I'd like to see us use our economic incentives packages to stimulate small business growth by attracting regional small business employers who will make a commitment to the city and come in and occupy existing vacant commercial real estate space, get our occupancy rates up, work within the periphery of Austin, but nearer the periphery of Austin, develop those sites where we can have light manufacturing, clean light manufacturing, and continue with technological developments. I joined Uber only to find out what the process was, and they did a criminal background check. I would be concerned about the issues of insurance, et cetera, but I like tech.
Cheryl Cole.
I think that my platform differs in that I take a regional approach to transportation. I recognize that our problems, our challenges in Austin are not just because of Austin traffic, but they're also because of Buda, Kyle, and Georgetown. And that's the reason I serve on the Metropolitan Planning Organization. I take a strong difference with anyone that would suggest that they have more transportation experience than I do, because I serve on that organization. And also because I was one of the people that helped negotiate the managed lanes that are going into MOPAC, and worked very, very hard to make sure that buses were able to go in those lanes as well as emergency vehicles. And I did that along with Sarah Eckhart and 3 other members from the 5-county region. It's really important to work on having federal money and state money for transportation, and to use that money for not only rail but also roads throughout the city.